Swim lanes are BPMN elements used to separate and organize activities by participants. There are 4 types of swim lanes. In the graphic model, they are distinguished by the color of the heading. If when modeling a process you know exactly which user will be executing the tasks and that the executor will not change during the process, use a static swim lane. In the graphic model, the swim lane is gray. If when modeling a process you do not know who will be executing the tasks and the executor's job position will be specified during the process, use a dynamic swim lane. In the graphic model, it is green. In a dynamic swim lane defined by script, the responsible user is defined by a script. In the graphic model, the swim lane is blue. Business role is a dynamic swim lane. It is used in document processes and must contain only corresponding document management activities. For example, you can use this swim lane to arrange document approval by various users at the same time. In the graphic model, the swim lane is turquoise. In the graphic model, the swim lanes can be either vertical or horizontal. One process model can contain both vertical and horizontal swim lanes. Let's configure the swim lanes of the leave request process. The following users participate in the process: initiator, any user; initiator's manager, CEO, HR director, and payroll accountant. The CEO, HR director, and the payroll accountant swim lanes were added from the previously created organizational structure when the business process was created. These swim lanes are static. Now add 2 more swim lanes for the initiator and the initiator's manager. Since any system user, regardless of their position, must be able to start the process, use dynamic swim lanes. Add a new swim lane by dragging it from the toolbar and adjust its size. To configure the swim lane, double-click on its name. The swim lane settings window will open. Enter a new name and change the swim lane type to dynamic select from the list. Then add a process variable that will store the user who initiated the process. Click the Add Variable button to open the Property Settings window. In this window, do not change the default settings and click OK to save the property. At the bottom of the swim lane settings window, add the users who can be the executors of the tasks placed in this swim lane. Since any user can start this process, do not change the default All Users group in the Job Position group panel. Click OK to save your settings. Now the name of the swim lane 1 is Initiator and its color is green. Now drag the start event to the Initiator swim lane. The start event shows where exactly on the graphic model the process must begin and launches a process instance. The user in whose swim lane the start event is placed is by default the process instance owner. Now add and configure the swim lane for the initiator's manager. For each process instance, this user will be determined individually. Therefore, use the dynamic swim lane to represent the initiator's manager and select only the executive positions from the organizational structure. Drag the swim lane from the toolbar and adjust its size. To configure the swim lane, double-click on its name. The swim lane settings window will open. Change the name and the type of the swim lane as you did for the initiator's swim lane. Create a new process variable and select all the corresponding job positions from the organizational structure. Now save the swim lane. After you have configured all the swim lanes, go to the next step of the process modeling, creating a chain of tasks.